The opportunity was there and she took it. Dune Prophecy, Jodhi May explains Natalia's deadly finale decision. While Dune Prophecy has mostly revolved around political manipulation and scheming, particularly from the leaders of what will later come to be known as the Bene Gesserit, the finale leads to some decision making, some of which ends in deadly consequences for more than one character. Although Mother Superior Valia has her own plan for dealing with the threat of the mysterious Desmond Hart, what she doesn't initially know is that he is also the long lost son of her sister Tola, who previously led Valia to believe he had died during childbirth. Moving against Desmond, however, it is easier said than done, and not just because he is technically family, he has made himself indispensable to the wife of Emperor Avicorano. Natalia and this new alliance has their own unique bond to pick with the host with the sisterhood. So Jodhi May on this topic says, yeah, I suppose there is a similarity. I do love Queen Galante because she is just this warrior queen with this brilliantly deadpan sense of humor. There's a similarity in that there is a fearlessness about both these characters, and they are both unconventional women, and they are not afraid to take on the men who normally seem to be dominating in these genre type dramas. What is really original and refreshing both about something like The Future and the Dune Prophecy is that it's a fresher take on a well-known classic, but also on the gender stereotypes that sometimes we're used to encountering, that it pushes up against our expectations and plays with that in a really interesting way. Jyoti May explains why Natalia and Avika's marriage is so strained in a Dune Prophecy. Natalia's marriage to Aviko stands from the start, even before the show reveals that it was a political marriage. In the finale, we get a flashback of how this was really all made up by the sisterhood from the beginning. How is their arrangement really stretched to its breaking point in these last couple of episodes? Well, the way it plays out in the later episodes is that Natalia's breaking point is in this slavish adherence to the sisterhood that she sees around her. She is pushed beyond the breaking point, and she is forced to make the hard decision of her life to take life of Avico Corino. Francesca showed up and made waves in the last week's episode, and there is clearly no love lost between these two women. As we learn later, Francesca was sent to Corino ahead of time before the marriage, so she was there before Natalia was even really part of his life. Is that relationship and the character a part of the reason why Natalia doesn't care for the sisterhood? Well, May says the introduction of Francesca is such a deep personalized betrayal, and it shows the extent to which the sisterhood are so seriously interwoven into Natalia's life, and the sense in which she can then feels that she really has no urgency because it is something which is just ingrained into her marriage. Once she sees the extent to which she is being completely shut out in not only herself but her daughter and her future, the future of the Imperium is going down this male line of inheritance. That is something she can't tolerate. Obviously, it's a return to the past grudge that she wants to set, and the fire is rekindled in her about setting this score once and for all in a pretty gruesome way. May says, being the Desmond and Natalia, they're both outsiders. I suppose there is something interesting about both of those characters because they have faced adversity. I feel like in that scene between them, it's a very much two characters showing each other their wound, and there's a mutual bond between them. The furthermore she says about the scene where the kiss is complex, isn't it? In a sense, it's about extreme circumstances. Sometimes people are drawn to each other in extreme circumstances, and there is a recognition of self within him. To some extent, in that sense, they are the mirror image of each other. So I think she really identifies with him. I would say somewhere between sympathy and maybe strategy. We'll have to wait and see. But in the moment, it's definitely a sense of deep identification. For a powerful woman like Natalia, there's something intriguing about the character who is an outsider, who has also got an uncertain, strange feeling about them. So Natalia killing Francesca seems like a moment that even she didn't expect to be in the position to make happen. She was just there at the right time to take both of these pieces off the board. Where does she go at this point? She couldn't have foreseen what she was going to encounter in that room when she entered and saw Aviko on the floor dying. Essentially, it's an act that's not necessarily premeditated, but the opportunity was there and she took it.